Johns and Collin Johns, the #1 ranked and #1 seeded team, taking on Riley Newman and Matt Wright. Riley and Matt, they were the victors in this matchup 2 weeks ago in Newport Beach for gold. They won it in 4 games. And Dave Fleming, Collin Johns is actually the #1 ranked men's doubles player ahead of Ben Johns. Ben is the best men's player on the planet. Can you please explain this for us?
Happy to. Ben made a trip to Europe this summer, and Collin played another match with a different partner, got some points, as you see there. So that is the differential, and why you see him just 150 points, not a lot, but still, hey, if little brother's gonna go overseas, I'm gonna go play some pickleball, and deserving #1 there. So this is gonna be great, and Collin is the #1, and there he is right now, but we know who the best player is.
Although, as Clark Benassi and I talked about yesterday, you know, and I think you would probably agree with this, Dave. I think Collin, his pickleball game just continues to get better and better. Ben is so good, I don't know that there's a lot of room for improvement. And not that Collin hasn't been fantastic all along, but the more I watch him, I just keep thinking to myself, man, he's getting even better.
He is, and he has to maintain this level against the best players and bring baby brother along.
Championship Sunday officially underway. I feel like we're going to see something special here today. You've got Ben Johns trying to get his 5th Triple Crown of this PPA season. Annalie Waters trying to get her 7th Triple Crown of the season. And this match, this thing went 4 games 2 weeks ago in Newport Beach, so this thing could go a while here today. Johns and Johns in the near court trying to strike first here. And that catches the net and then stays in. So a little bit of fortune there for Riley Newman.
Yeah, and watch the slump shoulders here by Collin Johns. Like, seriously, this early in this match?
Well, and Ben misfires wide. 2 weeks ago in Newport Beach, Dave, it was Ben and Collin. They got out like gangbusters and cruised to an 11-6 win in game 1,
yes.
And then everything kind of unraveled, and they dropped the next 3.
Yeah, Wright and Newman definitely upped their level and really ran through it.
Which was a little bit uncharacteristic in a lot of ways, but including historically, I feel like the Johns brothers have been more of a team that they've started a little bit slow and then turned it on.
Yes, absolutely. So role reversal.
And a little hole here to start this one are the Johns brothers. Newman and Wright trying to see if they can pad this lead. And the flick of the wrist by Matt Wright will do just that.
Yeah, the other interesting fact from that last match is that Ben Johns made the most errors of anybody on the court. So we'll see if that continues. I would not expect it.
How about this? A quick 3-0 lead for Newman and Wright. Collin goes for a little finesse Ernie.
Pretty.
That was very well thought out and well executed.
Yes, and everything he does is just so
0-3-1.
chill. And even that shot, just very well done.
That's one of those areas, though, where, you know, I was talking about him continuing to get better. I mean, he's gotten so much better at putting that Ernie as part of his game, and now adding that layer to it is impressive.
Yeah, and he needs to do that because he knows Ben is coming and sliding over, so that's a way to get more balls to the Ben Johns forehand as well. So it's strategically great choice as well.
That does catch the back line. So the Johns brothers finally have a point.
So Newman and Wright are going to want to play high-octane pickleball, and that's a ball you feel like off the paddle that's going deep. You hate when those catch the line.
Ben speeds it up, able to tag Matt Wright.
So Matt's going to sit on his backhand, so
2-3-2.
the right side of his body is open, and it's a very narrow margin, but Ben John's able to find it.
Side out.
And that is long, so the side out is going to give it back over to Newman right up 3-2. For those of you who may not be intimately familiar with the PPA Tour, Ben Johns and Matt Wright, they have a relationship that goes back a number of years. They've played many doubles tournaments as partners together, so they know each other's games quite well.
Point.
And another point here for Newman and Wright to move it to a 2-point advantage.
Yeah, this is a very uncharacteristic high ball in the fourth that just, it's the giving season. It's the holidays. Here's a little present from Ben.
And there's a little present from Riley painting that back corner.
So if the ball is too shallow to the net when you go for an Ernie or out of reach and you can't do with it, obviously that move puts you way out of position.
Yeah, it's a risk reward, right? With the
Yes.
Ernie, it's you're taking the risk, hoping you'll get a reward, but you're leaving yourself vulnerable if you don't cash it in. Ben and Collin able to get up to the kitchen, and Collin with that little scorpion shot.
Beautiful job there. You saw some miscommunication on the lob. It is Newman and Wright who will be looking into the sun, and there's a great look at the scorpion. If the ball's down, get your paddle up and get that sting of the scorpion tail ready. Nice job by Collin.
Nice dig out there, but Ben unable to do it twice. That'll move to 2-5-2.
2-5-2.
A little bit of late reaction on both sides. Was it in, was it out? And they're going to say in, so 3-5 now.
Yeah, double scorpion. And you can see when they're on an odd score, Wright and Newman are leaving Matt Wright on the left side of the court so they don't get caught in a switch. But with Riley, they know he's got the foot speed to get there, so they put him on the left. So they switch it half the time.
And Ben puts that one away. Back to a 1-point game.
Four, 5-2.
Mentioned Ben going for the Triple Crown today. He will team with Annalie Waters in mixed doubles and then play for the men's singles title as well.
And there you see Ben's able to find that right side of the body of Matt Wright. So his name is the target, folks.
5-5-2.
Ben will certainly try to tag you if he can. Into the net by Matt Wright. Now the Johns brothers have a lead for the first time.
1 minute.
And a timeout is going to be taken by Matt Riley. We'll step aside as well. Good one going on early on in Orlando. Well, the Johns brothers have found some momentum here, surging in front 6-5. See if the timeout by Matt and Riley can try to stop that. And you tracked timeouts during your coverage yesterday and found that it was not as effective as you might think.
Correct.
Point.
That does not get up over the net, so the timeout does not do its job.
Yeah, so 19 of 32 in the semis yesterday of men's and women's. The team that called timeout did not win the next point. Jim Ramsey, our crack statistician, gave me that bit of info.
Side out.
Riley lets that one go.
Yeah, you also saw Newman and Wright switch sides. Didn't like what happened there when Matt was returning, and then went back to that. Puts a lot of pressure on the Wright return. He handled it.
Oh, great angle played there by Ben. Even Riley, as quick and long as he is, couldn't catch up to that one.
Yeah, makes a ton of southpaw saves with that left hand. Just couldn't get there. You'll also see most of the returns go over to Riley Newman as that one does.
Collin couldn't handle that one, so tightens it back up to 6-7-2. Riley keeps both hands on the paddle more than any other player on the PPA Tour, so it makes it so easy for him to go to that left hand when he needs to.
Point.
Matt Wright goes right into the body of Collin Johns, who could not return it, and we're tied at 7.
Yeah, the rare lob track down lob that gets over the players at the kitchen line. That's a great retrieval.
Side out.
And Ben says, okay, you're going to do that to my brother, I'll do it to you.
Yeah, so the drives from Matt Wright are much more effective and than Newman. So you're going to see those returns going there most of the time today.
Second serve.
That is going to be out of bounds. So move to the second serve here, 7-7-2. Best 3 out of 5 here for the men's doubles title in Orlando. The final traditional PPA event of the calendar for this year, and Ben Johns puts his side back in front.
So the Johns brothers know that if they want the ball to bounce at the dinks, they want to put it in the middle, because Newman and Wright are much more dangerous on the outside when they're in this position. They want them to go hunting for things. Smart strategy.
Collin nearly pulled off a nearly impossible shot, but it does go into the net. And so side out, back over to Newman and Wright.
Point.
Now 8 apiece. Get a feeling this one might be going for a while, and not just in game 1, but in this match overall. Ben goes to the Ernie, and that was perfectly executed and placed.
Yeah, usually dropping to the backhand is what people like to do, unless you have crazy athletic on the other side who's like, oh, thank you.
Side out.
That'll be wide. Side out, back over to the Johns.
The other thing about that third is if you have too much loop on it, Ben's going to step back and hammer it, so that third shot drops, got to get lower.
Point.
Matt Wright misses wide, and the Johns back in front now. Found it interesting.
9-8-1.
Ben and Collin were on center court warming up this morning, while Riley and Matt, most of their warm-ups were off on the side court.
Yes. And it wasn't like they were saying, no, 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 we're hogging this. There's half a court available for the other team, but they didn't want to go out there.
Not sure what the strategery involved in that was, but just worth noting. And we're also being told that Matt and Lucy were here about an hour before pretty much anybody else, and they were on center court warming up. So Matt did get some time out on center court. Collin into the net. So the side out gets it back to Newman and Wright. They keep the Johns brothers sitting on 9.
8-9-1.
Oh, what great quick hands by Matt Wright. A few backhands and then wins it with the forehand.
They're going to attack the Ben Johns backhand in those firefights and try and win it. And what a clutch moment to do it at 8-9.
And how about this? Newman and Wright have surged ahead, and they have a game point, and Ben and Collin are going to use a timeout. What a great first game, going kind of exactly the way we would have expected. It has been a battle, and 1 point separating them. Game point coming up after this timeout.
People look at the Orchard security guy and go, what a joke. He's got electrolytes on his chest. He's got electrolytes in his squirt gun. Do I look like I'm a joke? It's not funny to me.
Hold on.
Welcome back to Orlando. Dave Benz, Dave Fleming, and we have game point number 1 between Ben Johns, Collin Johns, Matt Wright, and Riley Newman. And we're going to have game point number 2 after Ben quickly ends that rally.
Yeah.
And Riley Newman bringing the ball over to our lead ref, Tom Tadler, who's from Fort Myers, and seeing maybe a small crack in that ball after the way Ben hit it. Our second ref, by the way, Laura Smart. Yoli Tadler is our tracking ref, and Larry Havard is
10-9-2.
our video referee, sitting right next to you, Dave Fleming.
Indeed. Haven't needed him yet.
Collin puts it right down that sideline, and then Ben gets the serve back.
Some dangerous close to the line choices there, but you got to with Riley Newman's going to get anything that's in the court of play in the stands. He'll make a lefty get over the advertising. Beautiful finish. Crunch time.
Point.
And Ben right into Riley, and we're tied. Let's play extras. Extra pickleball in game 1. So first team to get a 2-point lead now will win this game.
10-1.
Ben into the net, and now Collin will take over.
10-10-2.
It had the classic I formation there where Ben wanted to take over and was feeling it, just missed.
You know, Dave, a lot of times you might have a feel for like which team is it more important to win game 1. I honestly don't think it matters which team wins game 1. I mean, it matters in terms of then you're 2 games away from the goal, but
especially in 3 out of 5.
Right, but yeah, with this level, whoever loses game 1, I think still has a great chance to win this match.
Absolutely.
And how about Riley and the reaction there? That's going to bring up another game point for Newman and Wright.
And he's got that grip where he is always sitting forehand. That would have been a much more difficult choice for other players.
Second serve.
Into the net to get it to the second server. So game point number 4 now.
Let. Reserve.
And they're going to say caught the net on the serve, so a redo off the let.
11-10-2.
That's what we do on the PPA Tour. It's got to clear the kitchen, which that did.
Ben keeping both Matt and Riley back.
No!
And that's going to be long. So Ben and Collin have staved off 4 game points.
10-11-1.
That last overhead was very careful, but Ben kept it in.
That just did catch in. And then Ben out of the way, and we're tied again.
It's Championship Sunday for a reason, Dave
11-11-1.
Benz. This is what we want. Best rivalry in the sport, and we're going deep.
What quick hands by Ben. That's wide. And now Ben and Collin have gone in front.
His favorite movie is Gladiator. Are you not entertained? Look at Ben Johns take over.
Yeah, and his favorite song is Don't Stop Believin'. And even though they were facing a game point by Riley and Matt 4 times, he hasn't stopped believing. Now they've got a chance at game point coming up.
Time in. 12-11-1.
Well, Ben and Collin called a timeout on the first game point opportunity for Riley and Matt, and that paid dividends for them. Now Riley and Matt hoping their timeout can do the same. First game point opportunity for Ben and Collin. And that's going to move it to the second server. So now Ben
12-11-2.
not wanting to give it back to Matt Riley. Game point number 2. And Riley gets out of the way, side out, back over to Newman and Wright.
Another little hands battle after a dink that was up from Matt Wright, but Riley Newman bailed him out.
Ben getting in front of Collin and taking a couple of them. Oh, and then Ben and Collin, they both kind of went for it, and then they both backed off.
Oh my goodness, a clean winner off of a dink at that moment.
Ties it up at 12. And Ben does keep that one in bounds, so move to the second server, 12-12-2.
That's insane that that just happened.
You don't see that. You just don't see that.
I mean, Collin's just expecting Ben to take all the balls in the middle with his forehand.
Well, they can atone for that if they can get the serve back here. And indeed they do. They win the rally. They get the side out.
It's going to take 14. Let's go 2018 or something like that, Dave. Let's have some fun.
Ben beautifully put into the corner.
So that's that right side of the body is the target, and
13-12-1.
Matt actually slid to try and protect that and painted the line.
Game point number 3 for the Johns. Game point number 7 overall in this game. And that's it.
14-12.
The Johns brothers win it 14-12. Boy, that was about as competitive a game as you could possibly hope to see.
That's why it's the best rivalry in pickleball. Last 8, 4-4. This is what it's all about.
And we're just getting started. It takes 3 games to win gold. More to come from Orlando. Well, Dave Fleming, that was very entertaining game number 1 between the best rivalry in all of men's doubles. And we still have possibly 4 more games to go here on center court.
I hope we do. It's what we want. You know, these boys stared down 4 game points to the Johns brothers, and you saw Collin is so steady with resetting the ball, and then Ben just took over at key moments. Let's see if they can keep it going in game 2.
And that's going to be long, so.
Okay, and we had our first little look back there from Riley. Okay, let's get some of that going as well. Yeah, because they got to just shrug off the fact that they had 4 chances to be up 1-0.
Second serve.
And Riley puts that one into the net, and I thought that might have had a slight chance of being wide, so that might be one Riley might wish he had another shot at.
Yeah, and went with the lefty reset.
Oh, what a great shot by Ben Johns.
Yeah, and on that side of the court, it's going to be much harder if Wright and Newman throw up a bunch of lobs like they did at the end of game one, because you're staring right at the sun.
Second serve.
The other difference from the match in California is it's a little hotter and humider here in Florida, so the ball's going to play slightly slower. That is an advantage to the Johns brothers.
Side out.
Ben into the net, so we've had 5 serves so far and no points.
Point.
Quick hands by Collin, but it goes into the net.
Yeah, so if it's scorpion over your
1-0-1.
face or to the right side of your body, good. Bad scorpion on the left side of your body, you can't get the paddle in the right position, hit it in the net.
Point.
Make it 2 straight points for Newman and Wright.
2-0.
Yeah, they had a nice little lead at the beginning of game number 1 and couldn't close it out.
Yeah, they opened up a 3-0 advantage to start that one. Ben trying to find something down the middle, and Riley puts it into the net.
Yeah, that's
2-0-2.
usually a problem for the opponent of Riley Newman, so they'll happily accept that one, will the Johns boys.
Riley speeds it up, and Ben, did that catch in?
I can't overrule that call.
So
So
they're,
your challenge ball is
It's
out.
challenge time.
Have a video challenge.
that looked pretty good to me.
Team of Johns and
They are
Johns
going to use the challenge,
ball
though.
is Out.
That looks inside the line,
video
maybe, from
replay.
that angle.
Yeah.
So,
Well, it's time.
not our call, Dave, but that's my opinion.
Well, time for Larry Howard to start earning his keep as he's sitting here in the truck and he's got the phone in his hand and he's talking to Yoli Tadler and Laura Smart and Tom Tadler are all out on the court.
Yeah, and Collin Johns immediately challenged it because he had by far the best look at that of anybody. He's staring right down the line. That was a weird ball from Ben Johns because he was so late on it that's just a bizarre angle. He's not out in front.
It came off the paddle in a weird way, and it was just there's so many things that were strange about that, but I think the video that we're seeing looks pretty conclusive to me. Looks like I think this is going to be ruled as an in ball.
Yeah, I think this is going to be overturned, and if you're right, you don't lose your timeout either. So, interestingly, had something like this happen at the end of game number 1, Wright and Newman were out of timeouts, obviously, here early in game number 2. You've got all your timeouts. No one's used one yet. And Collin was really sure, and the video from what we've seen seems to back that up.
So the officials out on the court conferring.
Got our little huddle. It's NFL Sunday. Let's call the right play here.
Well, we could always cheat and just look over at Larry Havert and see if he's going to give us the thumbs up or the thumbs down. He's giving us a
He gave
thumbs
us the
sideways.
sideways
He's trying to keep us in some kind of dramatic tense mode here.
Can't even get a little love here in the booth, Dave.
And they just
After video review, the call is overturned. The ball was in. The correct score will be 0-1. I'll recall score.
so nice job
0-1.
by our entire crew of refs getting that right. Great job by
Second serve.
Collin knowing to use that challenge,
Yeah, he's staring right at it.
but
0-2.
is going to quickly move to the second serve out
Yeah,
of the
missed
side.
third there from Ben Johns again.
Ben Put that one right down near the surface, and Matt Wright had a hard time catching up to it. So the first point for the Johns brothers.
Yeah, he's able to take that backhand in so many places, but the big thing he does, and he brings it from ping pong, is he's able to rotate that wrist and hit down.
Ben misfires, and it's going to be a side out.
And you saw Matt Wright attacking the Ben Johns backhand when he's back, because he's more likely to reset from that position, and then you can take the upper hand.
Nice defense by Matt Riley here off the baseline. And Riley trying to go at Collin. He misses wide.
So that's the danger of that shot. We've seen Ben Johns execute it on Matt Wright from that very position and catch the line. There is just no margin in. I know we're on Tennis Channel. There's no doubles alley here, Dave.
No, there is not. Well-placed shot by Matt Wright. Move it to 3-1.
And that's the difference. If you don't get it all the way to the right side of his body, he'll turn an angle, and then Matt can hit down on that backhand volley as well. Very well executed.
How about that backhand by Collin?
Yeah, and Riley saying, how about how high your drive was there, Matt?
Yeah. Yes. A little, Collin saying thank you very much for that, by the way.
No doubt. Little look back from Riley. He's looking at everybody here.
And Ben is long as Matt gets out of the way.
Yeah, they know their target. They're going to keep going there. You're going to win some. It's how many do you lose till you have to change it. And they're not going to change it anytime soon.
Matt Wright with the misfire. And that'll tighten it up. You know, contrary to what we said about game one, I would say this game pretty much a must-win for Riley and Matt, that you can't fall down 2 games to none against the Johns brothers.
Couldn't agree more with that.
Side out.
And the side out will get it back over to Matt Riley.
3-2-1.
Yeah, the idea of then having to play epic pickleball for 3 games in a row against this team would be a huge mountain.
Matt Wright going for the Ernie. Oh, Riley gets a paddle on a ball that looked to me like it was probably going to go out.
Yeah, might have caught the back corner there, and he didn't want to risk it. Nice job of filling in. He's the only player that would hit 2 left-handed shots in a row that's a righty.
Beautiful drop shot there by Collin Johns.
I think Matt Wright is questioning the paddle connection on that one. Well, that was a little more clanky than the intentional backhand droppers he hit earlier. Guess what? He'll take it all day long.
Ben and Collin finally do draw even.
And the amount of court that Ben is able to take over at this level
3-3-1.
with those 2 on the other side is remarkable.
Couple of nice backhands there by Collin to keep it alive, and the Johns brothers now in front.
4-3-1.
And, you know, he has no intention of hitting a forehand there, and you're hitting into a brick wall.
Second serve.
Quick hands by Collin, but he can't get it over the tape.
So that's the challenge. When Ben jumps in front of him, he's well behind the kitchen line, so to be swinging away from mid-court, that's tough with margin.
Yeah, that's not a place that you ever want to be.
Side out.
And Ben with a little bit of an unforced error there.
Yeah, the stats that Jim Ramsey has sort of shown up here again with who's missing thirds. It's been Ben primarily. Not a ton of them, but a few.
Ben with a nonchalant return there, and then the speed up, and the firefight is won by Newman and Wright.
Yeah, a little ball off the tape made Collin John's life miserable right there. Good job to get hands on it, but couldn't get it to safety.
Second serve.
Wright, errant shot, moves it to the second serve.
Yeah, and these two Lions right here, you know, their partnership was a unique one. They'd never played together. They were actually big rivals. They come together. They had to figure out who's going to play the left side of the court. They've chosen Riley, and it's worked very well.
Oh, great misdirection from Ben Johns.
And that works especially well with Riley Newman on that side because he holds the forehand, and you saw him flash that pancake. No syrup on that side.
Second serve.
Collin into the net to move to the second serve.
4-4-2. Side out.
That'll be long. Dave, you get a feeling however this thing plays out with whoever wins the match, I think the cumulative point total from the number of games we play is, I'm going to say the margin's going to be less than 5.
Okay. There's an over-under for you, and there's another Ernie from Collin.
Ben Johns puts it away. Of course, the only way that couldn't come into play is if there is a 3-game sweep, then that would be impossible. But so that would mean there would have to be at least 4 games played.
Yes, because 6 is going to be the lowest number in the other math.
Side out.
Matt unable to return that shot from Ben.
And that backhand is so good that he doesn't move it wildly. So if a ball comes off the tape, it's still in perfect position. Nice job by Ben Johns there.
And then Ben with the backhand.
And Ben has had quite a year with tennis and Tennis Magazine. He was on the cover of Tennis Magazine earlier this year. I had the pleasure of writing that article. So it's great to see Tennis Channel all coming together with pickleball.
Second serve.
Ben into the net to move to the second serve. I mean, Ben is just such a great ambassador for the sport in addition to being one of its biggest stars.
Point.
That does not get up over the tape.
And we'll be seeing that big forehand from Ben in his singles later today against Ryan Sherry. So he will be hitting a ton of those in that match. And there's another one.
Ben putting it away. I alluded to this earlier this week. Had been on my podcast, the Press Box Party, a couple of weeks ago, and you know, we asked him a great question, Dave. We asked him, we said, Ben, are you famous? And his answer was terrific. He said, you know, I'm the perfect amount of famous. He said, as they get yet another point, he said, when I'm at a pickleball tournament, I'm famous. Everybody knows who I am. When I leave the pickleball tournament, nobody knows who I am.
There you go. That's going to change, though, Ben Johns, over time.
Timeout here in Orlando. The Johns brothers with a little bit of breathing room.
I'm in the big leagues. Told her don't miss me.
Ben's hanging out with Dave Fleming. So you got the Daves, you got the Johns, and then you got Matt and Riley. And it's going to be a fun day. We're just getting started here in Orlando. The first of 5 gold medals to be handed out at the USTA National Campus in Orlando. It's been such a great host site, a great event. Fans have been out in droves.
Side out.
Matt and Riley able to get the side out of the timeout. Nice job by the Johns to let that one go.
And that is a skill, Dave. Knowing trajectories, knowing the paddle position and the pace of a ball, letting it go is a skill you should practice, and these boys do it better than anybody, do the Johns brothers. And that's a quick side out at 4-8 down in a game that we talked about they really need to have.
Second serve.
And that time it's Riley getting out of the way. Yeah, Ben and Collin close this one out on. Might need to recalibrate that over-under.
Yes.
Point.
Another point to make it 9-4.
So you saw Newman try to fend that off after Matt Wright went at the right hip of Ben Johns. He's able to get his backhand there and flick it at Newman. That's a great ball.
Oh, Ben goes to poach in front of Collin, but puts it into the net. So Newman and Wright keep the Johns brothers on 9, which is huge. Can they take advantage here? Need to get some points out of this service opportunity. Both sides being extremely patient here. Riley speeds it up. Ben puts it away.
So that's the reason they're the top seed. Some teams go, well, we really don't want to mess with the firepower. We'll slow it down. Well, guess who 2 of the best stinkers in the world are? The brothers.
Just out of the reach of Ben as Matt puts it down the boulevard to make it 5-9.
So when you ask Ben to cover that much court, if you've never seen them play before, he's the best player in the world, is Ben Johns. So they want him to take more balls, but sometimes that's going to leave an opening.
You can live with that as long as your net profit margin is high, which it generally is for the Johns brothers.
Sure, that's in the budget.
Nice defense on the lob by Matt Wright.
Showing that Michigan tennis background there. That was beautiful.
And then Ben, a backhand flick down the middle to end it.
So it's been the counters from Ben Johns that have been not resets, but finishes, and that is a big difference. If he resets that ball, he's in trouble. Fires away, and they are looking very good here in game 2.
Up 9-5. Riley tried to play an angle. Ben was ready for it. And that is going to miss. Going to take us to game point.
Saw the scorpion retraction here. Watch this by Collin Johns. Nope, I'm not touching that one.
Who's going to speed it up first? And it's Ben. Says, let's just dispense of this dinking. I'm tired of this, and I'm going to win game 2, 11-5.
And you have to be so good and make it bounce, and this ball's up just a little bit here from Riley Newman, and swing and a miss from Matt Wright. They're down 2.
Yeah, huge 2-0 lead for the Johns brothers. Game 3 coming up. This, my friends, is the new cycle of life. Pickle, dink, eat, repeat.
I do it every day, Dave. So, you know, that's what I love. The fans are into it. They're making signs. It's, oh, you got to sleep in there, though, too. So we had to get to the other important part of the sign. So
maybe an occasional shower I might throw in there as well, but those are the necessities. That's all you need.
Let's go. Well, the necessity here, obviously, for Wright and Newman is to find that formula that enabled them to win out in California. They're down in a big hole here to start Championship Sunday.
We mentioned it earlier. Ben John's trying to get his 5th Triple Crown of this PPA season.
That's a great start, and that is it. Go with pace. Couple of areas they want to go. The Ben John's backhand is one of them.
Side out.
Collin puts the scorpion tail away there.
You know, they're going to drive the thirds when they get a chance at Collin and make sure he makes a solid volley. He was able to do that there.
Oh, how about that off the paddle of Ben John's, the angle that he hit that at.
Yeah, the inside out coming across the body of Riley Newman, who's sitting forehand. That's just an impossible place for him to handle. Great shot from Ben.
Second serve.
Mr. Reset rarely misses that one. You know it's coming from him. You saw the elbows wiggling from Riley Newman on that two-hander.
Collin may have actually hit that one with the handle, and we've all had that experience.
That's why they sell it to us.
Side out.
That was a very unusual finish right there.
Yeah, the ball was wide. Then Matt hit it just in case. But
1-1-1.
So the side out. And now Riley is
Second
wide.
serve.
They're going to just keep putting pressure on
1-1-2.
that. Return it to Riley. He can't come up and be a factor at the net off of a good Matt Wright drive.
Bain puts it right off Matt Wright's leg.
And you can see that get from Matt Wright didn't enable him to be set because he was off balance. And you have to get to that split step so fast, and he just couldn't get there.
So now back into the dink game, and when they're playing slow like this, they're hoping somebody's going to make a mistake. If somebody makes an unforced error that ends it, that's a gift. But really, you're looking for a mistake, a high ball like that one that you can kind of capitalize and put down.
And this ball that
2-1-1.
Collin gets was the first ball to hit out of the air and attack, and you want to take advantage of those opportunities. And that right there is the danger of switching, because Matt Wright knows he's got to get all the way across the court in a hurry, and sometimes that creates a missed return, which it does there.
Second serve.
Collin unable to get it over the tape.
Yeah, he last missed a dink in 2017, so that is a rare, that's a unicorn right there.
Ben showing some aggressiveness from that middle part of the court, and another finish for the Johns.
He's like, Collin, look, you took 2 forehands in a row from me with your backhand, enough, and comes flying in there and finishes. Impressive.
Point.
This is dangerous. This could be timeout time.
Well, they're going to hold on to it for now, but yeah, you get a feeling one more, and it probably is going to come. You want to be a little bit more judicious on Championship Sunday in case you want that for a replay. But when you're getting into a big hole, no sense leaving them in the pocket.
Yeah, this is a double hole. This is down 2 games and down 4 points in game 3.
Replay at 1-5. 1-5-1.
That will set up a reserve. Oh, man, Ben's geometry in this match has been fantastic.
Yeah, he's reviewed the protractors. They must have a bunch of those up at Maryland. He's a Maryland Terrapin graduate, and Looked beautiful there. That's what you have to do in pickleball. You can't just bounce a Dura Fast 40 into the 40th row like the tennis players do. And there's ridiculous hands from Ben Johns right there.
Riley went for a Burt, which is when you poach an Ernie from the other side of the court, and it was well defended.
Yeah, he left Sesame Street wide open, and Ben just easily hits it in to the open court.
Ben trying to play the angle there, but does just miss.
Yeah, the Ernie was named after Ernie Perry when you go to that side, and then the Burt was a Sesame Street fun way to add to it. So the colloquialisms of pickleball are there. You're going to hear us say ATP on a shot that's hit around the post. So love that our sport has some of its fun, own unique wordplay that we get to use and share with the audience.
And we love exposing that wordplay to a new audience,
Yes.
a bigger audience.
Side out.
Ben hits it deep, and the side out back over to Matt Riley. Matt Riley's first point came on their first serve of this game. They've not gotten a point on their last 5 serve opportunities.
Second serve.
Make it 6 straight serve opportunities without a point.
Yeah, and they're stepping back. The third shot drops from Wright and Newman are high, and they're just getting pounded. That one found a backhand, so it didn't have the aggression. And then a big swing, and body language not very good on the Newman and Wright side. As you mentioned, now they're in a drought, just scoring a point, let alone 10 more that they need to win this game at least.
Second serve.
Bants on opportunity, but puts it into the net.
5-1-2.
So move to the second serve here.
Good look at net cam. Love that view of the players at the kitchen line.
So great. Oh, friendly bounce and stays in for Matt Wright.
Sometimes that's all it takes, a little lady luck. The pickleball gods say, hey, we want a 4th game. Let's get involved here and have the net help. So they just need a little run, a little confidence.
Ben tries to paint an angle there, but he just misses.
And playing slow is not what Newman and Wright would prefer to do, but they may have no choice here.
Second serve.
Well, quick hands by Collin to end that rally.
Yeah, and that's the advantage of having Ben covering so much court. He can just sit on the backhand, fire away, I'm ready. See also that Newman and Wright have gone with Wright on the left side now, so that's a definitely different dynamic. Now the middle of the court is not where you want to dink.
Side out.
Ben puts it right into Matt Wright, side out.
So now he's looking forehand in the middle, and that outside hip is open. It's just such a smart shot. There's like a target there, and Ben hit it. He gets the stuffed animal.
Give that man a prize.
Yes.
Point.
Matt into the net.
Yeah, sometimes you get stale as a team with your positioning. So they tried it. They got one. You mentioned how many side outs there have been. So they go back to their traditional way. We'll see what they do. Yeah, so I was about to say they are not lined up right. But here on the PPA, we make sure we want to play points where people are supposed to be.
Nice job there by Tom Tadler, the lead ref. Great defense by Collin, but a better finish by Matt.
Beautiful angle by the Wolverine there.
6-2-2.
Michigan style, not Hugh Jackman style.
Sure, he was happy with that Big Ten championship outcome last night. Ben able to track that down. Ben covering a lot of court right now. And Collin ended up on
sighting of him on the right side of the court in a men's doubles point.
Yeah, I was just gonna say they end up on the opposite side. Now they're able to switch back. Riley goes for an early finish.
Yeah, 5-hole on Collin there, or nutmeg, since we are in the middle of the World Cup here.
2-6-1.
Right through the legs. See if that can get them some momentum. And again, Matt Wright to the left side.
Did that catch Riley, or did he get out of the way? That looks
I think
like
that missed, Matt. So, and because they've switched sides, they're all discombobulated on whose serve it is.
Point.
consecutive points here now for Newman and Wright.
And the good news, as I mentioned before, these are two alphas. Matt Wright has played a ton of pickleball on that left side in men's doubles, so this is not like putting somebody in an awkward position. This is very comfortable, and actually Riley plays a lot on the right side, so not a problem from that standpoint. Just is it the best thing to beat this team? We'll see.
You got to be unorthodox when you're trailing 2 games to none. And right now they have a little something rolling. 3 straight points.
You're good. 5-6-1.
Ben put that one up where Matt Wright was ready to pounce.
So Riley Newman's being very smart. He does not want to dink cross-court forehands with Collin Johns all day. That is not a battle he wants. So he's dinking down the line and setting them up. Nice rally from these boys.
4 straight points, and we're tied at 6 timeout here in Orlando. Well, how about this, Dave Fleming? 6-6 after it was 6-2.
Yeah, I like the side change to give a different look. Matt Wright on the left.
Time in.
So Wright on the left is Wright right now.
It is the right stuff right now. There's no question. 6-6-1.
Second
and they
serve.
are able to get it to the second server.
6-6-2.
And the scorpion by Collin to get the serve back.
So that's the choice he has. He can sit backhand, or he can slide left and hit forehand and just sit on that. Such a smart player on the right side.
So the John's trying to go back in front.
Second serve.
And they're going to move to the second serve.
So that's interesting. When someone retrieves a ball that just trickles over, you usually throw it back at Riley here, but Ben actually throws it at Matt, and he was ready.
The Johns have only gotten 1 point off their last 7 serves.
They will not resort to a side switch, though. That is not happening. But I think, you know, the different look, you just have to reset in your mind. Okay, we've been dropping in a certain place. Now they're in a different spot. Now on defense here in the return, they're going to stay there with Riley on the left.
Matt Wright painting the line. That was beautifully executed.
And I think just that run of him being on the left upped his energy, upped his aggressiveness, and he's seeing more balls that he has a chance to do something with, and he did it there, and he's back on that more aggressive side now.
Chance to go in front. Beautiful shot by Matt Wright.
And he is yelling, he is looking, and his forehand is starting to take over, and it was some great lob retrievals and overheads, and then they were able to throw one over their head. So offense, defense, back to offense, and they've got the lead.
Their first lead since it was 1-0.
Second serve. 7-6-2.
7-6-2.
Side out.
And Collin says, hey, I've got a beautiful forehand too. He holds this. Watch him hold, and then Matt Wright is cheating.
6-7-1.
Matt Wright's hand was so far into the cookie jar. There's chocolate chips all over his fingertips.
Oh, how about the anticipation by Ben Johns?
That's just such smart pickleball, because you know from that angle it's almost impossible to put it anywhere, and that is as close as two players will ever be on the pickleball court from a competitive standpoint. Just tremendous read.
And then Riley hits it long, so now consecutive points for the Johns brothers to go back in front.
You're correct. 8-7-1.
Riley and Ben 3 points away. Collin and Ben 3 points away. Riley says not so fast.
Yeah, very high third from Collin, uncharacteristic, and hit down. Find some feet when you have that opportunity.
Great defense being played by Collin. Oh, but then finally, he can't get all of them.
Yeah, if your opponent is resetting the ball and you are attacking, keep attacking. Keep attacking, leave margin. That's what they did there. Smart.
Second serve.
Matt, unfortunate result. Can't get up over the tape.
And watch how Ben Johns shows you the big forehand swing and then goes inside out dropper. It all looks the same. That's why his forehand is such a weapon.
Collin then that time with the misdirection. Matt couldn't get out of the way.
And that's the danger of this setup, because Collin is going to outdink Riley cross court.
8-7-1.
And if he leaves one up, unfortunately for Matt, he's the one that gets tagged. It wasn't his fault.
Matt Wright.
Yeah, I really like the aggression that Matt's
8-7-2.
playing with here, and he's able to make Collin defend.
So 8-7-2.
Side out.
And a scorpion by Collin into the net.
And that's the mark. To the scorpion, it needs to be up a little bit. So if the ball is low, you can only get so low to get it over. Smart shots by Matt Wright again here.
Ben finishes it off with the quick hands. Is that a little nonchalant ATP that Collin
was as
returns?
cash an ATP as you'll see. It was like a deceptive, a little backhand cut by Matt Wright, and Collin was not phased at all.
Yeah, it was so nonchalant. It took a second for me to register that that's what we
Yes,
saw.
that did not go over the net.
Side out.
Into the net for Matt Wright.
So they switched back to Riley on the left there, and that did not prove fruitful.
8-7-1.
So 3 points away from taking game 3 in the title here.
Bad time for a drought for Matt and Riley. They've only got 1 point out of their last 8 serves, and now Ben and Collin are 2 points away.
Yeah, and Matt and Riley seem just a little unsure as to where do I want to be. I'm sure both of them want to be on the left at this moment in time. We'll see what they decided. We'll keep Matt over there.
Point.
Ben gets it to the final point potentially.
And that's the problem. This dink is cut and it's high, and it's so easy for Ben to sneak in there.
Championship point number 1.
Second serve.
Riley Newman says, we're not ready to quit playing yet.
10-7-2. Point game.
But it is all done. The Collins brothers, or the Johns brothers, Collin and John, are able to win it. I'm still getting it wrong. The Johns
It's
brothers, it
Collin
was
and
so
Ben.
good it took my breath away, Dave Fleming. Ben and Collin, the Johns brothers, another title, and I'm a little bit surprised at just how easy they made it look in cruising to that 11-7 win in Game 3.
Well, I think you saw.